Okay, we should be recording on the cloud. Okay, the roll call. Jane.
Here. One.
Sam.
Here.
Elaine.
Here.
Bubs.
Yeah. Say yeah.
Show him. Bubs. Donna.
Here.
Okay, that's 5 people.
More than
Okay, ready to start the speech here. Have not started yet. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I'm going to give a speech today on the forgotten value in Odin's havamal. Many people have heard of Odin. Have you heard of Odin, the Norse god?
Yeah.
Yes, Odin is the Norse god, the All-Father. Okay, and Odin actually wrote a book called the Havamal. When I first heard about this, I heard about this from when I read a quote from the Havamal in this book called The Sea Wolves, which was a history of the Vikings. And when I heard that quote, I thought to myself, wow, this is really interesting. I need to read Odin's words myself. So I'm going to give a speech here about Odin's havamal. And the main claim of the speech is that this book, the havamal, contains ancient wisdom on actual public speaking. And I am John Beckman. I'm a professor, and I have been studying the havamal and illustrating it as a comic book for the last year. So I've learned a lot about it. And this is a relevant topic, especially for a class on public speaking, because Odin actually talks a lot about public speaking. So as I go through this, you will see and hear and understand the thesis that this book contains forgotten wisdom on public speaking. Okay, so the first claim is that Odin says that you should speak kindly and respectfully to people to persuade them. So here I have 3 quotes illustrated from the Havamal, 102, 52, and 120. The first says, be joyous and generous to guests and yet discreet, mindful and talkative. So Odin says you should talk to people to gain wisdom, often mentioning the good. So he says when you talk to people, you should mention the good. A simpleton has nothing interesting to say, such as the fashion of fools. Okay, and then there's 52. He says, praise people publicly. I want a friend with a skull. So oftentimes, all you need to do to make a new friend is to speak about them nicely in public. 120, I counsel you, wandering bard, take my advice and profit. Sweet beggar memes call righteous to your side. Learn healing runes while you still live. So he says, learn healing runes, which means learn healing words, kind words while you're still alive so that you don't make a bunch of enemies. So the first claim is speak kindly and respectful to people to persuade them. Now, a counter argument. This is a persuasive speech that's trying to teach you the value of the havamal. The counter argument to speaking kindly to people is that some people do not deserve your respect. Some people cannot be trusted. So Odin actually counters himself in the havamal, and he says to extract good from a lying man, speak fair, but be crafty. Lies repay treachery. So you shouldn't always speak kindly to people. There are some people that cannot be trusted, and Odin actually says this as his own counter argument. Now, to refute this argument, you should always first try to speak kindly to people. Thomas Jefferson said we should approach foreign policy first on the side of optimism. So you should always talk to people first kindly and see if that works. Okay, claim 2. Speaking too much isn't helpful. So Odin does say that you should speak, and much of the havamal is about public speaking, but speaking too much isn't helpful. So he cautions against speaking too much. Here's 73 and 29. 73, he says, tongue is a bane of the head. Under every cloak, expect a dagger. This means that many of the people that you talk to don't have your best interest at heart. And oftentimes you will say something with your tongue that will hurt yourself. So your own tongue is your worst enemy. You need to be careful. You need to restrain your tongue, especially when you're speaking to people who are not trustworthy. 29, he says, always say less than necessary. Oftentimes, intelligent people, you can communicate to them the message without saying all the words. So always say it less than necessary. And in doing that, you protect yourself from speaking too much and injuring yourself through your voice. Now, the counter argument to this, counter argument against speaking too much or not speaking too much, is that if you never speak at all, people will take advantage of you. So he's not saying don't speak at all. He's not saying don't stand up for yourself. He's saying you just need to be careful about what you say and you shouldn't speak too much. Now, a refutation of the counter argument that if you never speak, people will take advantage of you. It's difficult to refute this. It is true. But Odin also says that to learn is to listen. So many times it's better to not speak and to just listen. And that is the best way to approach life in many cases. Okay, claim 3. Spoken words are very powerful. Again, much of the havamal is about runes, and which was the writing system of the Old Norse, and speaking through those runes. And so Odin says that spoken words, those written words, are very powerful. So the evidence here is 118, 57, and 80. 118, he says, wounded to death have I seen a man by words of evil woman. A lying tongue captured his life, evil magic. So in this proverb, Odin's talking about how women can often speak to men and hurt their feelings, and often that can cause them to capture men and capture their lives. And he calls this evil magic. 57, sparks light fires, speak man to man. Man becomes known by speech. So in 57, what he's saying is that the words are so powerful that they can catch fire. They can light fires amongst other men. And that's what you might call nowadays being viral. So Odin was talking about viral memes even way back thousands of years ago. And 80, he says, the runes manifest powerful thoughts, runes of the gods drawn by Odin, be silent. So he says, when you hear spoken words, that manifest powerful thoughts in your mind and in the minds of men. And so you have to be careful. And so he says, be silent. You should not speak unless you have something very, very important to say, because spoken words are very powerful. Now, the counter argument to that words are powerful are that oftentimes words don't hurt us that much. You know, you've heard the sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. And I often have had to endure many insults. And so you shouldn't let words hurt your feelings, and you shouldn't let words have power over you. But in contrast, if you know how to use persuasion and words in public speaking, they can be very powerful. So that is the refutation of this, is that what you think about, you bring about, and what you're thinking in your mind are the words in your mind. And that is a very powerful concept, and that has the ability to change your future. So the conclusion, let's wrap it up here. The conclusion of the speech is that the havamal, this is just a little subset of the parts of the havamal, and the havamal contains very useful forgotten wisdom on public speaking. The first claim is that you should speak kindly and respectfully to people to persuade them. Number two, you should speaking too much isn't helpful. And number three, spoken words are very powerful. You should always remember that. And if you want to learn more about the havamal, you can order my illustrated book on Amazon right now. You can buy it, The Memetic Havamal. That's the end of the speech. Thank you.
I like this speech more than the other one.
Yeah, this one was a little bit better.
Yeah, I liked it. You did good.
Okay, I'm shutting this off.